Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsey.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsey.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
You started it.
It's gotten started.
Welcome back to Life with the Lindseys. My name is Heather Lindsey.
You ain't got nothing in mind. I got something in mind, though. You ain't got nothing in yours.
Cheers.
I actually got something in mind.
I need to put something in mine, but mine's dirty. I gotta clean
mine
it.
out.
Oh, so you cleaned yours, but you didn't clean my cup?
See,
that's the problem with these men in this generation.
Yo, this is the first podcast of 2021. Y'all, we have crossed over.
Woo!
We
Happy
have crossed
New Year.
over. You know, don't jinx it though.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Don't jinx it.
But can we hold on, pause for a moment?
Go
So we
pause
took last week off. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa.
You went viral. Your video went viral.
You were viral for what?
Because you stopped being a pastor. You resigned. He resigned, y'all. Can we reference that? I was never a pastor. People keep saying Heather and Cornelius stepped down. No, we literally, my husband laid it down. I never was. I just was here to support.
Wow.
But you went viral, babe.
I know. I don't talk about them though. They don't. They don't matter to me.
Okay.
But what I mean, I know. I feel like we start this. We in a whole new year. We're in a whole new
year, new you. Just kidding.
Like new year, new you.
It's not unless you change the way you think. Your year is going to be exactly the same.
Man, y'all pastors.
First of all, I'm not a pastor.
I know. I'm just playing.
I know. I'm an evangelist, for the record, and so are you.
Yeah, I am now. I'm an evangelist.
Woo-hoo!
I evangelize.
But babe, you've always been evangelists. That's how we started.
I've always felt called to the world. I mean, the local church is great. I support the local church. I think church culture is crap. But like I said, I think that
your drink is loud, babe. You all in the mic, just shaking it.
Well, you know what? It's good. That's the ice. That's the ice click clacking together. That's what the people need to.
So okay, so y'all, I have to tell y'all a story. My husband got these dookie braids the other day.
Oh, this is what we're doing.
Hold on, y'all.
So we're really talking about this on the podcast. I thought we were going to be talking about something else.
What topic are we talking about?
Remember somebody was like, we need to talk about, what was it they wanted us to talk about? Dang, we talked about it.
I screenshot it and I sent it to you.
No.
Okay, we can talk about it.
A few times that I actually go on social media.
Look it up. It's one of your posts.
I don't remember what it was.
It was one of your recent posts.
I'm not going back to read that stuff.
Okay, well, I'm going to read it as I talk.
I forgot what it was.
So anyways,
people probably screaming.
My husband.
What she said, what she? Oh my God, they're probably talking to the thing now. We can't hear you. But go ahead. I got some braids.
Blocking is healthy.
Oh,
and there comes a times where you must reject somebody's toxicity.
Good.
All right, we're going to talk about that. But before we do, y'all, whenever my husband makes a step of faith, or maybe he's laying something down, or a season's changing for him, he has to do something dramatic. And when he craves change,
that's not true.
Hold on, baby. I know you. I've been with you for almost 13 years. Thank you.
I don't mean to dilly squats.
Wait, hold on. It's almost our anniversary of our first date.
I don't mean to dilly
Wait,
squats.
are you going to take me out?
I take you out every Friday.
But you're not going to make it extra special for our anniversary?
Sound like you just got 12 days of Christmas.
I know,
you better calm all the way down.
It was a lot.
This is where we at, but this is where I'm going to need you to be.
Okay, let me finish. We're 30 minutes in and our people don't even know what we're talking about. Okay.
I know what they do. Just not blocking.
Okay. So whenever my husband goes through like a change or something, he'll dye his hair. If you haven't noticed, you can look back at previous podcasts if you're watching on YouTube, or look at his Instagram and you can look back at previous photos. He dyes it.
I dyed it one time. I dyed it brown.
Brown a couple times.
No, I dyed it once.
Baby.
I just re-dyed it brown. Then I dyed it back black.
Okay.
Then it went back black. But now it goes brown. Because my natural hair color is actually brown. It gets brown at the top. I don't know, but maybe like the sun, maybe like heat from the sun.
Yeah, probably. But essentially, he likes change. Like maybe a couple months ago, no, actually it was like maybe a year ago, he just was really sensing God was telling him to lay down, like pastoring and all that stuff. And he had our old nanny.
I've been sensing that for 3 years.
No, I'm talking about this particular time was a year ago.
Oh, okay.
This story was a year ago.
Oh, okay.
He was feeling the pressure again, right? And he asked our old nanny, Tara, to braid it, remember?
I do remember that.
Yep.
I remember that.
So it's like he's always looking for some type of change. So I come downstairs and my husband is getting dookie braids, y'all. Dookie braids.
You're in 2 time periods together.
With
so the first time
it was braided to the back.
First time it was braided to the back.
Sexy, baby.
The first time braided to the back.
It looked good.
And then the second time I got the That's what we doing. the second time I got they're not dookie braids. Why are you calling them dookie braids?
They were dookie braids.
They were those
braids. Big thick braids, and he had got hair added. And I was like, who is this man? And it looked, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite look on my suit.
You said I looked dirty.
He did look dirty. The thing is, if you don't have people telling you the truth around you, they don't love you. But because I love you, I don't want my husband walking around here looking dirty.
But do they, I want the people to really understand. I want people to really understand, like, you know, my desire to do it wasn't just the fact that you were saying that, you know, I was going through changes or transition, whatever it is, but also like I've spent a large chunk of my life living in a box due to achievement, due to aspirations, due to ambition. I've lived in a box, and the box that I've lived in has always been like, you know, it's always been like
cleavage showing,
huh? No, your boobs ain't showing. But the box that I've lived in has always been like, you know, you have to conform to this way.
Yeah.
So I never had that time to be like, you know what, do I actually like this? Do I like my hair like this? Do I want my hair differently? Do I want this? Do I want that? So I've never done that. So this gives me an opportunity. Like I've gotten to that point in my life where I'm like, you know what, screw everybody else. I'm not trying to fit into anybody else's box. I'm not trying. I literally hate the box. I want you to burn the box.
Burn the
like,
box. We said that together.
We did.
Oh my gosh.
Hashtag trademark. Burn the box. But anyway, it's like I've gotten to that point in my life where I legit don't care. And
it's a beautiful place.
I am it's so beautiful for me. Like I'm so secure with my own individuality that I don't need to criticize or put somebody else down for theirs. I feel like our society is so critical because we've lost a sense of true, creativity and individuality. Like when we were children, you know how as kids, like we see our kids, they get dressed up. Like they just throw on something. They're like, oh, I like this. Like, you know,
Taylor, y'all should see some of her outfits.
She'd throw on like some cheetah pants and like a leopard shirt.
And like a fur jacket.
And she'd be like, oh,
and like
I'm
a
fly.
red hat.
But you know what? But like what social standards, what norms, you know, says that this is not cool? Like who becomes a determinate factor in saying this isn't fashion? Or you shouldn't wear that. Like at some point, this is how she expresses her individuality. And if she want to rock leopard and cheetah with a fur, like as long as she ain't gonna pass out 100-degree weather, like let her rock it. Like if the little boy, he wants to wear Spider-Man costumes to Costco, like rock the doggone out.
But people could flip that and be like, what if he wants to wear a dress?
Well, listen. People gonna flip as much as they want to, however they want to do it. All I'm trying to say is that we have lost a sense of individuality and a sense of creativity. We don't like stepping outside of the box. I'm going to step outside of the box. I want to see what I look like with the braids on. I want to see if I liked it.
It wasn't it.
But you know, and I think it's a good discussion to have, especially like with your spouse, because just because you didn't like it doesn't necessarily mean that I didn't like it. Like I was like, man, this is kind of dope because it was different for me.
Yeah.
I just started growing my hair out for 28 years. No, longer than that. Probably 30.
Kept it very low.
Probably 31 years. I had one cut, even all over. Like, and then, you know, I met a new barber. He was like, just taper a little bit. And I just started getting tapered.
I like it.
And I'm like, okay,
I love your hair. This is my favorite look on you.
And that's cool. But like, you know what? That's your like, and that's cool. Like
but shouldn't we try to please our spouses with the way we look?
I'm about to say, I'm about to say this. Just calm it down a little bit. All right, calm it down. I think that it's important in relationships, especially in marriage, friendship, anything else, to respect somebody else's opinion. Like you have people whose opinion you respect. Like I respect yours. Like that's why I'll ask you. I'll be like, yo, you like this? You like?
No,
I don't
like that. You didn't ask me.
I didn't ask you this time.
Not with the dookie braid.
I didn't ask you this time because like I wanted to do it.
I was shocked because,
I wanted to do it.
We talk about everything.
We do. We talk about everything, but I
was
wanted
just
to do
so
it.
confused because I was like, okay, maybe he's going through like a midlife crisis or something.
Quarter life.
Right? A quarter life.
I'm not the midpoint of my life. A quarter life. But even to the point you're trying to make, I think that we lose ourselves trying to please other people, including our spouse. Like, I want you to have a sense of individuality. And I would think that in our marriage, I have given you enough latitude. I don't want to say it like that because that's not like I'm withholding from you, but like, even in like your businesses or what you do, it's like, I feel like it is important for you to have that freedom, that sense of individuality.
All right, let's just I want to respond to that. I want to respond to that.
Because, I mean, do we have to get into like, Johanna Ortez shirts that I hate?
Whoa.
You know all them colors. I have always despised all those colors, all those frizzes. And then,
let's take a break.
See?
Let's take a break. We're going to take a break.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
And we're back, and my husband is hating on one of my favorite Colombian designers.
But see, I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm just saying this is my opinion. But if you like it, you rock it.
Sure.
And you gonna rock it.
But you love all the colors on me. You've always said you love that I'm bright and I'm sunshine and I'm happy and I wear bright colors.
I love that you are bright. Like you are an optimist. I'm more of a pessimist.
Very much so.
I don't like saying I'm a pessimist. I'm more like Thomas. I'm a realist.
Okay.
You are an optimist. I look at things as they really are. You are just an optimist. You're like, oh my God, everything's going to be great. And I'm like, nope, everything going to burn down because all these people going to hell. That's just how I look at it.
So if you want me to freely be myself, then I feel like me freely being myself is me being more affectionate than I am with you.
But like that's something that you have that you've already.
Like, I don't want to record this sitting here. Like I want to sit on your lap.
But then hold on.
And I want to, but
then that ain't. That's not. I think why do people? How you go? See how, if you're listening to this, you have no idea what just happened. You have no idea.
I just climbed on him because I want to sit on his lap.
You have no idea. But
baby, I want to climb inside of you and like live and breathe in you. Like I want to eat you and I want to feed you in my belly. Like that's how close I want to be to you.
Whoa. Wow.
Like I want to inhale you.
And I get that.
Because I'm very affectionate. I'm very touchy-feely. And and it's funny because the way my husband was raised is he used to cry when his mom would pick him up as a child because he didn't want to be held. Like what child doesn't want to be held as a child, right? Mm-hmm. And then remember, you weaned yourself out of diapers at like, 2 years old or 1? Was it 1 or 2?
I was 1. I was getting tired of people touching me, trying to change me.
Exactly. So he didn't want anybody touching him down there. So I
don't want anybody to touch me at all. Just put me in the corner, leave me alone and let me go.
But that's that was him growing up. So for you to marry somebody that's super touchy, and you've been with my family, like you've come up to my family's house and we're always touching.
I know they tried to like give me a massage and I was
we're
like,
always touching. I'm super affectionate.
A lot of things we gonna do, but that ain't gonna be one of them today.
Babe, but I have lowered my affection aggressiveness because I respect how you feel about it and I don't want to overwhelm you with it.
But listen what I'm saying, babe. I think right now we're going on like extremes. Yes, we are. We're going to extreme cases. With individuality, inside of relationships also comes a means of respect. Okay? Mm-hmm. Like I hear you. And I think it's important for you to know I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you, but it's also important for me to voice I do value your opinion. But it's also important for me to voice, although I value your opinion, I may disagree with it. Yeah. Just like there are some opinions I have that you disagree with. Like there's some stuff you love. And I'm like, babe, like but those frizzy.
How can I be myself with you completely, right? If you stop it, if you're like, all right, I respect that you're very affectionate and touchy-feely, but I want you to get up off of me because I'm hot right now.
Well, I think that just comes with boundaries of respect. It's like, I'm hot.
But then what about my boundary of me being myself?
You are being yourself. Like we can do more things. Like in the 13 years we've been kicking it.
Yeah.
Like holding hands is dope. It's fine. The problem is like my hand get hot. Like I sweat.
He does.
I don't even like the kids come and lay on me. And I'm like, yo, like y'all not hot. like we all burning up. Like
so I just tell him to
Roman
take his
is
clothes off.
Sweat. Okay, we going there. Even when I take my clothes off, I'm not sweating.
Yeah, that's true.
I sweat. That's just what I do.
You breathe in sweat, and you're like, why is it so hot
I'm
in
ready
this
to
house?
sweat right now because I'm like, this is hot in here. We got the lights and stuff on. It's hot.
That's true.
But you know what?
I don't sweat. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, but like I get hot. So I'm like, this has nothing to do with the fact of me trying to diminish your individuality.
Yeah.
But it has everything to do with me just saying, yo, like I'm hot. Bag back. But again, I think that that's on a whole level of extreme. I think that in relationships, we have to begin to understand individuality and stop trying to have this herd mentality when it comes to certain things. Like, I know the box because I lived in a box. And now that I've gotten to that point through therapy and everything else, and I've gotten to that point of being like, yo, like that realization when it hits you, like I've literally been living in a box. And that box I've been living in has tried to define who I am.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I ask myself, am I that person? Do I genuinely, I like to laugh. If I'm not laughing, then I don't really want to do it. If I can't be around you and be myself, act crazy and just be me, then I don't want to be around you. And I don't like to fake it. That's the reason why, that was my issue with church culture. Remember, I was like, I feel like I got to fake it.
Everybody.
I got to fake it. I got to
be yourself.
You got to be everything.
I believe God likes laughter and
I think
joy.
He does too.
And
I believe that God likes individuality. If He didn't, He would have made us all the same. That's all I'm going to say. And that God has a sense of humor because of how He made some people.
Yeah. Well, I love that you want to be yourself, baby. I think it's beautiful.
That's why I like my braids.
I didn't.
And that's
But let me finish.
Okay.
Can I finish?
Okay. All right. Okay.
But baby, to me, it doesn't really matter.
Come on. You about to lay it on thick.
From the top of your head to the soles of your feet.
It's
all mine. Okay.
Honda, Toyota, Corolla.
So I knew what you were doing. And I said to myself, he'll probably only last 2 days with this. But
the only reason I took them out is because they started itching.
They started to itch.
They started itching. I was like, yep, I'm not used to this. So I took them out.
Right.
But I do have a desire to get them back. Because I start looking up like when hair itches, like irritability and what you put on your hair. I mean, I'm new to this whole hair thing. I mean, usually my thing was, even cut all over. You get done, you brush it. You may put on like some grease.
I love the braids to the back.
I don't like the braids to the back. Then I'd be looking like Mario. Can you braid my hair? Come on and braid my hair.
But you know what, babe? This conversation is making me think like about couples that are struggling. Baby, I'm talking, baby. Okay, so it makes me think about couples that are struggling because they're trying to change each other to make each other into the model that they think each other should be.
I like that.
Right?
I love that. Absolutely love that. I think so. Absolutely.
We actually talked about this on Touchpoint TV. We actually have a course called Before I Do. We want to encourage you guys, check it out, touchpoint.tv. There's a whole course on Before I Do. And even if you are married, we want to encourage you to listen to it. But we actually did a whole course on this, and that's not the point. The point of this is I feel like there's so many people trying to conform, right? And it's like, you need to be like this, or my mom was like this, or my dad,
pastor was like this.
My dad was like this.
Was like this.
Look at this so-and-so, look what he did for his wife. I know the 12 Days of Christmas got a lot of husbands in trouble, right?
They probably didn't like me, but I mean.
It's fine.
It's a struggle.
But the thing is, I just feel like when you step back and you let your spouse have that freedom to be who God called them to be, they become the best version of themselves.
They do.
If I'm trying to control you and control what you do, then you're only going to buck and rebel and try to, and just be and be bitter towards me because you feel like I'm keeping you in the box.
Yeah.
Here we go. And put me back in the box.
I don't know how it is for men. I don't know how it is for women, but I know for a man, like when a man feels control, when he feels confined, then at that point, he does one or two things. He either rebels, or if he conforms, he feels emasculated. And an emasculated man becomes a silent man, and a silent man becomes a deadly man. Because when you don't know, like, it's one thing when a man looks at you like, we ready to fight, and you could, like, you know, and the man says, oh, I'm about to bust you up. Like, at least he's announcing what he's going to do. A silent man will silently bring you roses and then leave you the next day.
Well, dang.
Because he's not announcing anymore. He feels so emasculated. He's so castrated that he's lost all ability to speak because he does not feel as though his words matter. And so, like, that's why I feel like we're so confined through legality. Like, look at all the rules. Look at all the freaking dating rules that's out there right now. Like, that's why people like find it hard to date, because they're like, well, you know, give me another rule. And they have the 12 rules to date, or the 20 rules to date, or the 50 rules to date, or the 18 rules, you know.
Yeah.
Then when you go through the scriptures, it's like, well, Jesus didn't really give you all those rules. But not everybody wise. Everybody's a dating expert. Everybody know what they're supposed to do to get a date.
I was watching a dating show last night. It was trash.
But it's like, everybody's a dating expert. Everybody's a marriage expert. Everybody's a this. And I'm not pointing at anybody. What I'm saying here is that there are so many rules.
Yeah. And
when we were children, babe, like, I mean, I can't remember back that far, but I know there were times where it was like, this is just what I like. And then you went to school and then everybody can remember back to that one time where they were made fun of because of maybe what you had on, or your shoes weren't cool like theirs, or your hair didn't look like theirs, or, ooh, what is those? Or, you remember, like, when I was growing up, it was like, ooh, what are those? Well, no, that came a little bit later. But it was like, you know, what are those? Like, they make fun of your shoes. They make fun of, like, oh, look at your pants. You don't wear Jabot jeans. Or, you know, back, like, where I went to school at Riverdale, it was like, you know, back then it was like the 3XCs. Did y'all get to know? I know you went to a white school.
I went to a white school, no.
Okay, well, we
had fitted stuff, polos.
We ain't wear no, it wasn't fitted. It was the Jabot pants, the big pants. It was the all white forces. And then the big,
I saw that on TV.
Triple X shirts, like that was the style, the big baggy style. And if you didn't dress like that, like when I went to high school, I wore Express, you know, I wore like Ralph Lauren polo, and so like I would always wear jeans, and I wore like a button down shirt, and I wore my shirt in my pants, and like that's how I dressed. But then I get made fun of, and they were like, "Why you dress like that?" But and then you know I got to that point where I was like, well, you know, maybe I should conform. So then I tried to wear the forces, and I tried to wear like the thing. And I looked at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So that whole conforming crap, we got to get up out of that mess. But gotta take a break.
And we are back. I think what's interesting is you were saying like that's a man's perspective, but I believe even if you try to control Roman right now, and he's too,
he hates it.
Thank you. It starts from a young age. Nobody wants to be controlled. Now, right. I believe we should rear our children in the way they should go. And the Bible, I believe, is our example. And as parents,
absolutely,
we get to protect our children and rear them in the right direction that they're supposed to go in. But even for women, if you try to put me in a box, I'm going to rebel, or I'm going to do what I want to do and hide it. So you think that I'm obeying you or doing what you want me to do, but I'm really deep down doing exactly what I want to do.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I'm still going to find a way to do what I want to do because I don't like to be controlled.
Right.
And I remember the beginning of our marriage, like you were really into me, like dressing, like with suits on. Yeah, remember that? Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry I even made you go through that. Baby.
It's okay, babe. But how long did that last? Not very long.
It didn't last. He was like, I don't like this. I was like, oh, we should get you like what about if you wore St. John's? Remember, I tried to get you them pearls like Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
Remember I went to Tiffany's and they sat down. I was like, oh yeah, I knew they were gonna be expensive. When that woman came out there, she had them gloves on. And when she grabbed them and she put them down, and she was like, "Here are the pearls. They're so exquisitely nice. Who are you getting these for?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to get them for my wife." She's like, "Oh, they're so great." She's like, "These are the lower cost ones." Like, "Oh, how much are they?" She's like, "These are $9." I was like, "Oh, $900?" She's like, "No. These are $9,000." I was like, "Oh, some pearls." Child, I'm about to go over here.
You better take that and put it in the ETF. Hey, I'm good.
Hey, I was like, remember I went to, what was it? Was it Belk?
Yep.
Was it Belk there at Phil's Plaza?
Yep. You're like, I'm going to get the same one.
I went over there and got that costume jewelry. Hey, I didn't get it though. I didn't want to get it. I was like, yo, these are $14.
But I'm not a pearls girl.
You're not.
Like, Okay, when he met me, I was wearing bracelets all the way up my arm and like tons of, I still love accessories. I just didn't put many on today, but I love accessories. I love to express myself. So thankfully that season was very short, but I feel like something you've always been good about is letting me have the freedom to be who I am. And I love that about you. Baby, I agreed. I just said I want to smother you more.
No, hey, you know what? I'm glad you agree.
No, of course I agree, baby. Look, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but like I have a women's organization with over, 70, 80,000 women in it. I've done Pinky Promise conferences every year. I'm selling out. Like you have literally empowered me and encouraged me and supported all my hobbies and my gifts and talents. You encouraged me to have like girl time, go on girls trips. I have a girls trip coming up. Like you've always empowered me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next week. You've always empowered me.
Next week for real?
Yeah, I do.
Oh. Yeah.
But you always empower me. And half the time I'm like, oh no, I don't need to go to the spa, or no, I'm not going to go on the girls trip, or I'm not going to go on that mommy trip. I'm fine, babe. I don't need to, but I love that about you, right? You have the freedom where you're like, babe, do you? You know what I mean?
I don't feel like marriage has to be restrictive. And I think in the beginning, I think that's another thing that what makes relationships so difficult.
Yeah.
Because we want to get married and then we want our spouse to be like somebody we saw, or like, like I want, like you want your wife to be like your mama, or you want your husband to be like your daddy or your uncle or your grandfather. And it just have to be that way. I just feel like we have lost our sense of individuality. I heard this dope story about this person. They were going into a department store, and it was a woman and her daughter. And she said she didn't have on makeup. She didn't really go too far. Mm-hmm. She's just like, oh, well, I don't have to do this. But then like she walked into the department store, and like, her daughter started dancing, and she was like, I don't want to betray her in this moment. I know there are times where it's like, I thought about that. Like, times where like Logan, remember we were in, was that London? I think we were at the, that was London. We were at the,
Tea Time?
What is that? No, what is that croissant place we always like going to?
Oh, Dominique Ansel's.
Dominique Ansel's. We were in London, and remember Logan, he was like dancing around.
Yeah.
And I remember that. Like it took me back to that point where he's like, like the music is playing, he's just dancing. And like in that moment, if either one of us would have said, stop dancing, like stop it, just chill out. Like what that does to him as a child, as a person,
and over is don't do that.
It diminishes his individuality.
That's real.
Because somebody somewhere has convinced us that nobody else was in the restaurant.
It was empty.
It was empty. It was completely empty. We just went in there to get some cronuts. We sat down to eat, and he was just dancing. He was having a good time, expressing himself. And like, but somewhere along the line, we get taught we need to sit down.
Remember,
in order for you to be approved.
Baby, remember we were somewhere and you were telling Logan to calm down. He was a baby, like maybe 1 or younger. Mm-hmm. And there was an older gentleman that told you, he said, let him be. Remember?
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
Remember that?
He said, just let him be. And I didn't get it back then.
We did. We're new parents.
And because we were living in a box.
It's real.
But now I look at it, I'm like,
burn the box.
What? Yo, like I want my kids, like, okay, let's break out and let's do this stanky leg in the middle of the mall.
Yeah. And have that freedom.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Because that's like, we get older, we get more rules. Don't do that. You ain't supposed to be that way. Don't say that. Don't say it like that. Who you talking to? Don't do that. Don't dance. Why would you dance right here? This is not the place to dance. And it's like, well, who gave us the rules that ain't no cars coming? Why can't we dance in the middle of the street?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to watch yourself, use wisdom.
Of course, yeah.
But
I agree.
Have fun.
I agree. And I feel like we stop having fun. And when you stop having fun, everything becomes about like, okay, just work. Then I got to do this. And it's like, you're no longer, I love the scripture that said that laughter is good medicine for the soul. Mm-hmm. And that's really what it is. Like, when's the last time you laughed?
Yeah.
And like had that fun and just enjoyed each other?
People don't have fun anymore, babe. People don't have, like, you can tell with all the animosity that's in the world right now.
So true.
People don't have fun. And people don't realize this, but the opposite of fun, the opposite of fun is not work. The opposite of fun is depression. And that's legit what happens. But we got to take one more break. We'll be right back.
Hey, y'all, we're back. But you know what? That's my individuality. That's me. That's who I am.
You okay, Sister Soldier? Do you feel better now?
Yeah,
you okay?
I feel good. I'm hot now.
You feel okay? You good? You good? You want some?
No, I don't know what's in that cup.
You don't want none.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
There's our sweet babies, our sweet little answered prayers
so
from the Lord.
We gotta finish the what you're talking about, individuality.
Yes,
burning the box.
You gotta burn the box, y'all. And granted, we're not saying that you can just do whatever your flesh feels like doing. We believe that there's always boundaries, right? In a biblical sense. So I don't want
I like that about you. You know, you give the caveat to the rule. Like, listen, y'all, don't go crazy. Because my thing is like, maybe find a little crazy.
It just depends, because people could take bits and
definitely understand
clips of our podcast and smush them together. I know, baby, I know they're gonna do it anyways. But what I'm saying is, for those that actually listen and actually care and support us for real, right? I just like to give a little boundaries, because I believe that God, that's what God does with us, right? I mean, He also set authority in place, right? Even with the governors and the police officers and the IRS and different things you got to submit to.
God didn't put the IRS here. The IRS is a private company that it does nothing else but steal from the American people, and you got that on record.
No, I agree.
God ain't got nothing to do with the IRS. That came straight from the pits of hell.
If you don't submit to them, then they're gonna come take your stuff.
They done took a lot of my money, our money. But go ahead.
What I'm saying is like a speed limit, right? So when you're driving down the street, there's still a speed limit. There's still boundaries that are put in place for your safety and for your good. So I believe that we can be free to be who God has called us to be within the boundaries of His will for our life.
Absolutely.
But the cool thing is, a lot of people, I feel like, struggle with what they've been called to do because they're trying to conform into the image of somebody else.
You hit it right on.
Literally.
That's it.
That's it. It's
people are searching for purpose, and they don't know self.
Because they're trying to be like somebody else that they saw. Maybe you see our Instagram and you're like, oh, I want to be like them. No, I want you to be like who God has called you to be. We need you to be who God called you to be, because the danger in it, babe, is that people begin to make idols out of other people. They become their God, right? They become their God. And it's like, you need to serve me. You need to do this. You need to do that, because my hope is in you and it's not in the Lord. And God is saying, hey, I've called you to be like this.
Yeah.
Even like my passion, I love helping women. I love accessories.
Yeah.
I love like events, girly girl stuff. I love us coming together, like hugging, talking, crying. I love all that stuff. And it's like God gave me a ministry from those things and a boutique, Pinky Promise Boutiques. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like God fuels what He's called you to do through your personality and who you are.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm thankful that I get to be who I am, right? And you haven't been like, well, you need to be more like this person or that person.
No, not at all.
Because
I love that you're you.
It allows for me to just flow freely and be who I am.
And here's the crazy thing. You're going to change, because that's what we do as people.
You're not who I married.
And no, I'm not. And you're not who I married. But as your husband, I should be able to provide you with the space and latitude to make changes, instead of saying, well, that ain't how you were when we first got married. Of course it's not, because you're older now.
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah, you have more life experiences. Like you've done more, you've seen more. We've traveled a lot more. We're more cultured than we were when we first got married.
So true.
We've experienced a lot more than when we first got married. We've had a lot of with all of that, like we've learned more. We've had deeper discussions.
That's real.
So with all of that, it's like, as your husband, I want to give you the latitude to be like, no, I want you to know who you are. And not only that, but I want you to be so secure in who you are that nothing or anyone else can take that away. And I think that threatens, for somebody who does not know who they are, they're threatened by somebody else's confidence.
Oh,
because they're
100%.
They're like, man, but I want you to be as miserable as I am. Somebody was like, yo, I knew some people who were talking about you. And I looked back and I started laughing. I was like, man, that's crazy. Cause you know what? I don't even think about them. Yeah. And the guy was like, you know what? That's insane. Like,
I don't even know you. I don't care.
But you know something? Like, you get so secure in your own individuality.
Come on.
that you don't have to diminish or put down anybody else's. Because it's like, man, I know who I am.
Baby.
I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. And if I don't know what I'm doing, I know what I'm going, guess what? I'm still okay. I'm still fine. The road is still paved in the way I'm supposed to go. So absolutely. But I need for like people who are listening to really look at their box.
It's real. And
say, what, like who, first off, well, I ain't gonna get into all that. I'm sorry, Life With the Lindseys podcast. I can't give y'all all the details on how I want you to, because I have a whole teaching on this, but I am reserving it for my Kingman.
Okay.
So right. I have a new network. It is for men only. Sorry, ladies, y'all got enough stuff out here. Y'all got magazines that are devoted to y'all. Ain't nothing for me.
Ladies, you can come join me at 365withheather.com.
Yeah, 365. Yeah. But for the fellas, I have something called the Kingman Network. And that's something that's gonna be my first talk I'm gonna do on I call it Man Talks. I'm gonna do that first talk in January.
I love it.
And that's gonna be on like the sense of individuality. And I put it in such a way where I want the men to be able to walk away and to not only be able to identify their box, but then to find, like it talks about identity, then it talks about, I'm giving it too much away. Anyway, if you want to go to Kingman, just go to www.thekingmen.com.
I love it, baby. I'm so proud of you.
www.thekingmen.com.
You are always innovative. Like you're always killing it, leading the path, like trailblazing. I love that about you.
And I don't feel like I could do this. I appreciate that, baby. I think you do too. I wanted to say that. I didn't mean to like from that, but I don't feel like I could do this and really focus on it. I'm passionate about this.
Oh,
and I could not
100%.
do this and pastoring. And that was, and when I asked myself the question, which one of these do I feel like I would be most equipped at doing?
Yeah.
This all the way.
Yeah.
Like pastoring, great, had a great time with it, but time to let it go.
Yeah.
I moved on.
No, I agree. I'm proud of you. I feel like you're better suited for this, and you have been in the midst of everything that we have going on. But something else that was brought up 2 weeks ago on our podcast is I got tons of messages from people asking how they can support our podcast and give. And they're like, what's your Cash App? So we decided to start a Patreon, you guys. So if you've been blessed by our podcast, you want to tell them what the Patreon includes?
Yeah. Was it a Patreon? I mean, the Patreon, if you don't know about it, it's a community. It gives you an opportunity to be able to just to support like the creators or like podcast community, whatever it may be.
You just sewing into.
Yeah. So you get it. So we'll provide you with things like we're going to do, like we do like exclusives. We're going to have something we call like, behind the scenes, behind the podcast, whatever it is. So it kind of gives you, for those individuals who's like, man, I want a little bit more. Yeah. So like after this, like after we're done with here in a few minutes, we're going to go a little bit deeper into the conversation, but that'll just be for our Patreon people. But you can go to our Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/Life With the Lindseys. It should be at the bottom of your screen though, or it should YouTube, also be if it's in YouTube, you should also be in the comment section or in the description section, whatever it may be. But again, it's www.patreon.com/Life With the Lindseys, patreon.com/Life With the Lindseys.
And the cool thing is like, we have a ton of downloads with our company, right?
Yeah.
And it's just been such a blessing they've been so dope with us for the past year. And so we've just had so many messages from people like, how can I give? You guys have helped my marriage. You've helped my mind. You've helped me in general. So I believe it's how much is it a month, baby? Just so people can know.
I think it's like $6. Yeah. I think it's like $6 or $7.
Something like that. Just to say, hey, I support you guys. Yeah, it's just I want to sew into you. I believe in what you're doing. So yeah, definitely.
We've been talking about like doing like a tour. So if we do a tour, then, of course, like Patreon's like, y'all get VIP access. We may even do something.
Meet and greets. That'll be fun.
But we may even do like another tier like later on. So when we do start doing the tiers, so like we'll have like maybe a private session.
Yeah.
Like a Q&A, just like with those individuals or something like that. Yes. So it'll be real dope. But for right now, I mean, it's just like, yo, you want to be in the community. You want to get it from us. You want to get exclusive podcasts. Because we even got podcasts. We've recorded, but we haven't uploaded them. Yeah. So, I mean, it's great content, but we just want to be able to provide that for the community, for those people who want to be in the community. And also, you probably should be noticing. I mean, you see like the old logos right here, but we stepping up with the logo. We it's a whole new year. It's a whole new year, whole new us. So we doing. I ain't doing all that, but
I'm just kidding. I'm the same Heather, just better, baby.
Oh, shucky ducky quack quack.
Much better.
But yeah, so we got like new logos and stuff like that. But man, we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Happy doggone New Year! No matter what happens this year, just remember,
God is still.
You're so strong. Life. Like, can y'all hear me 1 second, baby? They're so strong. You want to know why?
Why, baby?
They survived all of their bad days.
Come on.
Not one of them broke them.
That's right.
Even if they fail, they got back up.
Come on.
Isn't that something?
And we don't fail.
2020 couldn't break you, baby. You survived a pandemic. Like, bruh, you good.
Right. And the beautiful thing about it is that we don't fail. We only learn lessons. So many people are focused on the end goal, but they don't understand there's a journey that takes place. And 2020 was a part of your journey, and thank God for it. But it's a new year.
It's a new year. So we love y'all so much. God bless y'all. Peace out. Peace in the Middle East. Rain in Spain.
I'm going to climb on you.
In Africa. You're going to come on me.
Climb on you.
Climb on me.
Oh, my gosh. What? Baby, get your mind out of the gutter.
Well, that ain't what I meant. But
okay.
That's.
Okay. All right. Wrap it up.
All right. Well, God bless y'all. I don't know. What did I say something wrong? Okay. All right. God bless y'all. After all of that, I said, God bless y'all. Y'all be good.